It's Saturday morning. You just got home from work. It's 3 p.m. You had to work overtime because you have nothing in your bank account. You pull up in your 1975 Cadillac, open the door, and your little son is standing at the door. Papa! He's saying, Papa, why do you always have to work on Saturdays? You look at him, you don't even know what to say. Your wife's standing in the window, just shaking her head. You have nothing to your name. You go inside, you're sitting at the dinner table with your little son, your little papa son, okay? He looks at you and says, Dad, can we go to a World Cup game this year? It's right around the corner and it's finally in America. We finally can go to the game. You look at him and you have to shake your head because you know you have nothing in your bank account, not 1 cent to even take your son to a World Cup game. But then your phone vibrates. Bzzz, you flip it over, you look at it. MBH boys just dropped another banger parlay to help me take my little son to the World Cup. Are we gonna go watch Ronaldo play? Give him a smirk, you smack him across the chest, you say, put your Portugal jersey on, get your ass out the door. We're going to watch Ronaldo. Thank you to MBH Bets. We'll see you at the money counter. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of the Last Leg podcast powered by the Mandem at MBH Bets. Guys, before we get into it, you know what I'm going to ask you to do, okay? If you look below, you're going to see a little button that says subscribe. 60% of you are not subscribed. That's thousands of people every single episode that are not subscribing. So guys, if you made money with us or you want to make money with us, especially heading into the World Cup, hit the subscribe button. I'll give you a second to do it right now. Ding. Congratulations. You just subscribed to the best soccer betting podcast in the world. Let's get straight to it. Last week's results, we said it was going to be a generational week. It turned out to be exactly that. We had 2 solid weeks in a row ending off the season. Love to see it. I went 9 for 13 on my picks, which is 69%. Shout out 6-9. And Uncle C's went 18 out of 19.
Yes, sir.
94%. 94%. Literally insane. Uncle C's dreamer was 16 for 18. So close. And then your 7 leg was 6 out of 7, which was also crazy.
Atletico Madrid ruined it. Probably the worst.
I
take
did
that
say in
weekend.
the podcast that game was so meaningless and it's tough to bet on those games. I like what you took. Obviously, I understood the thought process, but that's what happens. Anyways, with that being said, guys, we also hit 5,000 subs. Thank you so much. We love you guys.
Thank
okay?
you, boys.
Beautiful.
We do this for you guys.
Massive. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to preface it, guys. This week, we got not many games to look at because it's pretty much just some cup games and things that are ending off the season heading into the World Cup. But then we're going to give you guys some really early World Cup predictions as well, which we'll get into at the end. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. First game we're looking at, of course, the biggest game in the next 7 days, the Champions League final on Saturday between Arsenal and PSG. So many different things to look at here. Like I was really scanning all the odds and things that I like. I'm going to give you what my actual play is, which is going to be PSG to lift the cup at 1.67. Truthfully, I believe they're going to get it done in 90 minutes. I get it. Arsenal's going to sit back and defend with their entire life. But that for me is an issue because you can't allow the onslaught of PSG to just knock on the door, play after play after play. Eventually, Arsenal will break. So I love PSG to lift the cup at 1.67. If you want to add a little same game parlay to that one, I like over 1.5 goals at 1.34, which takes it to over 2x. I believe it's like 2.05 or something like that, x. So if you want to double your money, that's my play. PSG to lift the cup and over 1.5 total goals in the game. I'm going to give a score prediction of 2-1 PSG.
That's it?
I mean, I can keep going crazy. I like Kvaratskhelia, 2 shots on target. I like a bunch of things, but I'm going to wait, obviously, until closer to game time to really put together a same game that's specifically for this game.
Yeah, this is a tough game because you have the best offense in PSG versus the best defense in Arsenal. Both teams domestic champions in their respective leagues. PSG to win in regular time is 2.27 odds, which is great. A draw is 3.3. And Arsenal to win is 3.25. Like, guys, it's a final. You might want to side where the value is, where there's potential higher returns, considering Arsenal are also on the brink of a historic campaign, getting the not the treble, but getting the Premier League and the Champions League. But again, so are PSG. back-to-back finals, potential back-to-back Champions League champions since Real Madrid did it back in the early 2020s? Early 2010s they did it.
Ooh.
Real Madrid when they went back to back.
3 times. It was 2016, 17, 18.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Something like that. But anyways, both teams on a historic run right now. I think PSG do have the slight edge. They beat Arsenal last year in the Champions League semifinals 3-1 in 2 games on aggregate. And I don't know. Arsenal's just a team, they don't concede a lot. They only conceded 2 goals in, I believe, the Champions League knockout rounds. And PSG have scored like 18. So it's hard to decide what's going to happen here. I like PSG. I'm a fan of PSG, especially with the Portuguese contingent there. The only thing I like as of right now is over 1.5 goals at 1.34. I suspect both teams to score because Arsenal are capable of scoring on the counter, potentially getting a penalty, and PSG are just PSG. Arsenal's going to invite the pressure, and PSG is going to score. They're going to score for sure at least 1 goal in this game, whether it comes from Kvara, Doué, Dembele, doesn't matter. The only thing PSG are missing, I believe, is Hakimi, who is a crucial right back for them. But Warren's there, Emery, if he slots in for that position, has shown he is more than capable of fulfilling his boots. And then Arsenal, their right back situation is very, very bleak right now. Ben White just came off injured against Crystal Palace, the last Premier League game. And Jurriën Timber is still questionable. Who fits in that slot? Probably Mosquera. Not the greatest right back. He's more of a center back. So Kvara might eat on that right side. So 2 shots on target looks like a great shout for Kvara. 1 shot on target, the odds are horrible. So personally, I'm taking over 1.5 goals as of right now at 1.34. I will be dropping a same game parlay for sure just before kickoff. My score prediction will be, as of right now, it is a 1-1. I see this game potentially going to overtime. I think Arsenal would like to take this game into penalties, to be honest.
Another shot I forgot to mention that I do love is PSG over 1.5 goals. So PSG to score 2 or more goals is also over 2x. And yes, I get it. Arsenal barely concedes. It's a final, but like again, you're looking at a team that's like all out attack. So if you want to go with a pick that is nothing to do with the result of the game, I also love PSG to score 2 goals at least.
And over 2x. Guys, we're going to be streaming this game on Twitch, 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, guys, we are streaming this matchup. We're coming back to Twitch. We're going to be dropping an absolute banger of a play here. We're going to drop a couple genies in a bottle on this, okay? That means lots of money. We're going to put a massive wager on this game and live stream it with you guys. So yeah, we'll see you there Saturday, 12 p.m.?
12 p.m., buddy.
12 p.m. Okay, moving on. The Conference League final, okay, which happens right now. It's happening today as this podcast is released at 3 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, between Crystal Palace and Rayo Vallecano. A couple things I like here. Uncle Cesar and I were talking last night about Crystal Palace just on the money line, basically to get it done in 90 minutes. It's at 1.93. I do like it, but again, going back to what we were just saying about PSG and Arsenal, that it is a final. You never know. Extra time is probably warranted in both of these games in some way, shape, or form. So on the safer side, there is Palace to lift the cup at 1.55, which is good. I do love that play, and I think there's tons of value there. But I'm actually going to roll with both teams to score at 1.9. I think that's where the value is. Basically double your money. Again, it is a final. Do I think both teams score? I do. I think this game ends also 2-1 in favor of Crystal Palace. That's what I'm rolling with. But again, closer to game time, I'm going to look at shots on target and things like that and build out a really cool same game parlay. But yeah, I'm rolling with both teams to score here at 1.9.
Yeah, this is a crucial match, not only because it is a final, but because both teams did not finish in any European spots in their domestic league. Palace, I believe, finished like 15th, and Rayo Vallecano just missed out, finishing 8th place. Both teams having great Conference League finals, obviously. The winner of this game will qualify for the Europa League next season. And guys, if the Europa League final was anything to look at, Aston Villa destroyed Freiburg. What was it, 3-4-0? And this is another Premier League side against another mid top 5 European side. So I'm going to take Palace here. I'm going to take Palace to lift the cup at 1.55. I'm predicting they win 3-1. The team is healthy. They're in good form. I'm not in great form, but they're in good form in the Conference League. I think their Premier League teams are just too strong to be in these competitions. So I think how the format is now in the Europa League and Conference League, it's going to favor the Premier League sides and obviously La Liga and Serie A teams, the teams that have the most money and that can acquire the most talent. So give me Palace to lift the cup at 1.55. I really think this is a horribly priced thing. I think Palace to lift the cup should be like at 1.3, and money line at 1.93 odds is honestly amazing. I like his shout for both teams to score too because it is a final. Anything can happen. Vallecano proven that they can score goals. They're actually in a great run of form right now domestically and in Europe. So both teams to score is a great shout, but I'm going to go as safe as possible here. Palace to lift the cup at 1.55. That's what I'm taking. Palace to win 3-1.
Okay, we're moving on. Next matchup we have is the second leg of the Serie B playoff final to see who goes to Serie A between Monza and Catanzaro. First one was 2-0 Monza away from home. So they played in Catanzaro. Monza won 2-0. Obviously, Monza is the better team. Catanzaro came in great form, though, knocking out a Palermo who people thought would be here and potentially in Serie A next season. They made easy work of them. Okay, so many different options that we're looking at here. Obviously, when you're going into a second leg, the team at home is up 2-0. It's kind of tricky. Like, you don't really know which way. Are they going to try to just sit back and invite pressure? They're going to actually just try to go and get the job done. But I've watched a lot of Monza games when they were in Serie A. I've watched, due to this podcast, many Monza games as they've been in Serie B. They are an attacking team. They do like to get the job done. And I don't think this is going to be a position where they, sit back or look for a draw. I think they're going to try to get the job done. Now, obviously, you have the opposite side, Catanzaro, who knows they need to score. And that, in my opinion, is why I think that Monza actually gets it done. Catanzaro is going to go high press off the rip, try to get one back quick. And I think Monza is going to take advantage of that on the counter, score probably pretty quickly within the first 20, 30 minutes. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to roll with Monza on the money line at 1.72. They're at home. They want to guarantee themselves Serie A football. That is massive. Obviously, going from second division up to the first changes everything. How much money the teams make. The players look at it from a perspective of, hey, now I'm in the biggest league in the country. More eyes on me, like potential to get moves other places. So I don't think they're going to want to play around and look for a draw. I think they're going to want to get the job done. Give me Monza money line at 1.72, and I'm going to go with a score prediction of 2-0 again. So they'll finish this tie completely with a 4-0 aggregate.
Yeah, just a little context on this game. Monza are 2-1-0 versus Catanzaro. That means they've never lost to this team in the time that they played each other. I do suspect Monza to obviously qualify. They're up 2-0, but I'm a little bit more timid and hesitant to the money line just because Monza are probably going to sit back a little bit. I know they're at home, but Catanzaro have to go nuts and score goals and try their best. Monza are obviously a much better team. They could have qualified automatically, but due to head-to-heads and goal differential, they didn't make it into that second spot in Serie B. So they did very well against, who did they knock out? That wasn't Palermo they knocked out. They knocked out...
Monza?
Yeah.
I want to say Avellino.
Schmavellino, doesn't matter who it was. All I know is I like Monza or draw on the double chance and under 3.5 goals. Okay, because the 3 head-to-head games between these teams have all ended over 1.5, but they've all finished also under 3.5. Over 1.5 is 1.28 odds, and under 3.5 is 1.42 odds. So I don't see Monza losing this game, and I don't see a ton of goals considering their history. So I'm taking double chance Monza and under 3.5 at 1.75. And my score prediction, which is honestly irrelevant, I'm going to take 1-1 just to be safe here, but I think Monza do get the job done here. I just want to be a little extra safe here considering we don't have so many games to play, and I want to go over 90% again this week and actually hit this parlay this time.
Okay, moving on. We had the League One promotion/relegation final between Nice and Saint Etienne. First game is happening literally as we are recording this podcast. So again, what we give you here might change. Okay, obviously depending on how the first game finishes. But the second leg is this Friday, 2 days from now. And Nice is at home to Saint Etienne again. Really depends on how the game goes. So if I can give an early prediction without knowing the score and how the first game finished, I'm going to go with over 2.5 goals. These are two teams. Nice scores, but literally concedes 100 goals a game. And Saint Etienne, who I suspect will be down after the first round, is going to try and go out and have to score goals. So you're going to see a lot of goals back and forth. I don't think this is going to be a low-scoring tie or fixture by any means. So I'm going to go with over 2.5 goals here at 2x. I think there's a ton of value there. And again, if I can drop an early score prediction without knowing how the first leg goes, I'm going to go 2-2.
Yeah, so some context going into this match. This is the second leg of the playoff where League 2 side Etienne are seeking promotion and League 1 side Nice are looking to stay. The first leg is today, obviously, as Anthony said. Head-to-head history, Nice have 15 wins, Saint-Etienne has 12 wins, and there have been 4 draws between them. Nice have won the last 4 head-to-head by an aggregate score of 20 goals to 4. The last 5 head-to-head have finished over 2.5 goals as well. Nice haven't won a game since the Coupe de France semifinal against Strasbourg on April 22nd, which was over a month ago. And they've lost twice and drawn 4 times since then, with one of those losses being a 3-1 Coupe de France final loss against Lens, who are the much better side. Saint-Etienne finished third in Ligue 2, 2 points behind Le Mans, and they are a historic side in France, so they're looking to get back up. You know, if any of you guys know, follow football and celebrity, Timothy Chalamet might be at this game because he loves Saint-Etienne. He grew up chasing these guys around for autographs. I don't know who was even on the team at that time that was worth getting an autograph from. But my prediction is Nice to be the winner over the 2 legs, considering the head-to-head history, and with current odds at 1.62. But over 2.5 goals is the best shout for me, considering the history and considering the high goal scoring affairs between these 2 matches, between these 2 teams. So over 2.5, probably in the first leg and the second leg, is going to hit. Again, we don't know how the first leg is going to go. But if one leg is going to hit, it's going to be the second leg where things are going to matter the most. And I'm predicting the 2-1 scoreline in the second leg for Nice, who will be at home.
Beautiful. Okay. We're moving on to the next one, which is the Belgian Pro League finalmente, okay? Between Genk and Ghent. Congratulations. I have no play here. Cesar, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is the final to see who qualifies for the Europa Conference League next season. This is the game happening on Sunday. Where's my history here? Oh, I had a bunch of history here that got deleted. Or I must have deleted it. Anyways, Genk have the better head-to-head history against Ghent. Don't get confused there, boys. I'm predicting a Genk 2-0 win, but I'll be taking Genk or draw, double chance at 1.42 odds. They have the better history. They've been in better form, and I think they get the job done here and qualify for the Europa Conference League.
Beautiful. All right, moving on to the last matchup that we have here, okay, is the Liga Portugal promotion/relegation battle between Torrents, who was, I believe, third in the league, third in the second division Portugal, versus Casapia, who was in the last relegation spot. They got to go head-to-head here. First game, I believe, the first leg ended 0-0 in Torrents, so now they're going to Casapia. I actually watched, this weekend was the Taça Portugal, the Portuguese Cup final. I watched it. Between Sporting and Torrents, and Torrents came out with a 2-1 win after extra time. Insane game. Obviously, Sporting, so many chances to score. They couldn't do it, but watching the second division team beat Sporting, and because they won, they qualified for Europe, the Europa League, is incredible. Like, you love to see that. Like, potentially a second division team, depending on how this game goes, is going to be in Europa League. Like, that's sick to see. Like, you love to see it. And honestly, man, they played well. Like, obviously, yes, they absorbed a lot of pressure, but when they scored their second goals off a penalty, it was a beautiful counterattack. Buddy, I don't know any of the players. This guy put the work on Araujo, who had to drag him down, literally grabbed him in the 6-yard box by his collar and just pulled him down. Obvious penalty, and he scored a beautiful pen too, top left. Like, it was great. I love to see it. You love to see stuff like that. So I'm riding with them. They are hot, coming in with a lot of confidence based off of what they just did to Sporting. So I'm gonna roll with Torrents or draw at 1.67. And you want to juice up a little same game parlay on top of that. Add in over 1.5 total goals in the game. If you add those 2 bad boys together, that comes to 2.6x your money. That is definitely a little same game / straight bet you want to put in, but you will see this in my plays. And I'm going with a 2-0 Torrents win away from home.
Yeah, considering the first leg, Torrents was way more dominant. They had more possession, more shots on target, more shots in the box, more touches in the box as well. Especially also after coming the Taça de Portugal victory over Sporting. I'm taking Torrents or draw at 1.67. They're coming to this game with loads of confidence. They have a World Cup player on their team, Stopita, who will be playing for Cape Verde. Yeah, I'm predicting a 1-1, an extra tight affair, but I suspect Torrents might win this on penalties, 4-3. So yeah, I like Torrents or draw at 1.67. It's great value there, especially for a team that's now a Europa League team. And they're not going to want to be in the Europa League and still be in the Portuguese second division. So they're going to make it happen and qualify for the Primeira Liga of Portugal.
All right, guys. Those are our 6 game predictions. And of course, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the finalmente, the last parlay speciale of the season before we move into the World Cup. So guys, before we give it to you, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. Please hit the subscribe button if you have not yet. 60% of you guys see the red button. It's red or white below you. Click that. Ding. Congratulations. You just subscribed to the best soccer betting podcast in the entire world. Did you hear what I just said? The entire world. Okay.
You heard it here, boys.
All right. It's parlay time. It's Saturday morning. You just got home from work. It's 3 p.m. You had to work overtime because you have nothing in your bank account. You pull up in your 1975 Cadillac, open the door, and your little son is standing at the door. Papa, he's saying, Papa, why do you always have to work on Saturdays? You look at him, you don't even know what to say. Your wife's standing in the window, just shaking her head. You have nothing to your name. You go inside, you're sitting at the dinner table with your little son, your little papa son, okay? He looks at you and says, Dad, can we go to a World Cup game this year? It's right around the corner and it's finally in America. We finally can go to the game. You look at him and you have to shake your head because you know you have nothing in your bank account, not 1 cent to even take your son to a World Cup game. But then your phone vibrates. Bzzz. You flip it over. You look at it. MBH boys just dropped another banger parlay to help me take my little son to the World Cup this summer. It is a 4-leg parlay that is 18.26x your money, and it kicks off with both teams to score in the Crystal Palace versus Rayo Vallecano game, the finals of the Conference League. Then a little mini same game parlay with Casa Pia versus Torreense, double chance Torreense, and over 1.5 total goals in that game. Then you have Monza on the money line, Monza to beat Catanzaro and book their ticket straight to the Serie A. And guys, the 4th leg, the last leg, we have PSG to lift the cup in the Champions League finals against Arsenal and over 1.5 total goals. You're going to take your last $500, put it on this, and it's going to return $9,134.06. You look back at your son. He says, Dad, are we going to go watch USA play? Are we going to go watch Ronaldo play? You look at him, you give him a smirk, you smack him across the chest, and you say, put your Portugal jersey on, get your ass out the door. We're going to watch Ronaldo. Thank you to MBH Bets. We'll see you at the money counter. Let's go.
I've got a 5-leg, 6.99x your money to end club footy this year, just before the World Cup. And it starts off with Crystal Palace to lift the cup, the Conference League Cup, over Rayo Vallecano. Then I'm taking double chance, Torreense to win or draw versus Casa Pia. Up next, I got under 3.5 goals in the Serie B final between Monza and Catanzaro. Then for the Champions League final, boys, I'm taking over 1.5 goals between Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal. And then in the last leg, the final leg up in Belgium, I will be taking double chance Genk with a K over Ghent with a T at 1.42 odds. I'm putting $100 to return a respectful and humble $699.41. Okay, boys? I'll see you at the money counter. I couldn't let the season end without a dreamer, so I got a 5-leg, 25.4x your money dreamer to end the season. And it starts off with Crystal Palace to defeat Rayo Vallecano in regular time at 1.93 odds in the Conference League final. Then I'm taking both teams to score no and under 2.5 goals between Casa Pia and Union Torreense at 1.91 odds. Then in Italy, I'm taking double chance Monza and under 3.5 goals between Monza and Catanzaro for the Serie B playoff final. Then between PSG and Arsenal in the UEFA Champions League final, I will be taking both teams to score at 1.7 odds. Then last but not least, we're back in Belgium where I got Genk with a K to win in regular time at 2.25 odds versus Ghent. $50 will return you $1,270.05. Okay, boys? Don't forget, don't sleep. The World Cup is coming soon, and we're going to take this money and roll it over to the World Cup.
And just like that, those are the final parlays of the footy season. Let's hit one. 9,000 for me would
Great
be
season,
generational.
Bello.
I can buy my tickets to go see Ronald. Okay. Now we're going to go through, guys, some early World Cup predictions. We will be doing an episode strictly on our World Cup predictions. Okay. Where we'll go deeper into, specific games, odds, and things like that we like. But just super quick, we're going to run through this. And run through. So we're going to go basically group by group and just put our winner, okay? Who we think is going to win the group. So Group A between Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czechia, Czech Republic. I'm going to go with probably a hot take for a lot of people. I'm going to go with Czechia to win the group, okay? Yes, I know Mexico, home team, in the tournament, whatever. But at the end of the day, they are just not the best team in this group. Czechia is a better team. More ballers who are playing European football in comparison to Mexico. This is actually one of the weakest Mexico teams we've seen in a very long time. So yeah, I'm rolling with Czechia to win this group.
I'm going to be taking host nations Mexico to win this group. I got to go with the home crowd, the home team. They're going to be lit. They're going to be live. It's going to be tough. It's a tough group. All teams are pretty even, but I got to go with the team that has home advantage this whole group stage. Give me Mexico to win this group.
All right, next group, Group B between Canada, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland. Again, maybe a hot take for some. Some, if you know ball, you're going to respect this take. I'm going to take Switzerland to win this group. Canada, yeah, obviously host nation as well as our home team. Cheering for them, of course. However, I just don't see them beating Switzerland, and I think they're going to have a tough time against Bosnia-Herzegovina, where I see Switzerland can pretty much win out this whole group every single game. Much stronger team. Again, all players playing in Europe, in form, just a better team overall. So give me Switzerland to win Group B.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Switzerland's the best team in this group, so give me Switzerland to win as well.
Okay, we're moving to Group C, where we have Brazil, Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. I'm going to shake things up here, okay? I know this is not going to be a very unpopular take, but I'm going to go with Morocco to win the group, okay? To win it over Brazil. The way I see this going down is I think we're going to see maybe a draw in that game. I don't know exactly what happens. And then it's going to come down to goals. I think both Brazil and Morocco beat Haiti and Scotland. But yeah, I'm going with Morocco to top this group.
Guys, Morocco's coming off a technicality win of the AFCON Cup. They actually lost to Senegal in that final, but then they were awarded the win because of the debacle that happened. I don't think Morocco has it in them. They'll probably finish second. So I'm taking Brazil to finish first in the group. Neymar's been called up. Everyone's been called up. Great team. Carlo Ancelotti at the wheel. The Italian is going to take them to first place in the group. Give me Brazil to win this group.
All right, Group D, United States, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. Yeah, I'm going with Turkey to win this group. I know that they had to go through qualification in Europe to even get here. That's a whole big debate about it shouldn't be so hard for European teams. Not here for that debate. Yeah, Turkey's just a better team amongst all three of these teams. Don't be surprised if you see Paraguay coming second and the U.S. In third place here. Don't be surprised, but give me Turkey to win this group.
Yeah, I'm taking Turkey to win this group too. They have a way better team, star-studded. They got Yildiz, they got Guler, they got everybody. They have a way better quality over who else is in this group? The USA, Paraguay, Australia. Yeah, Paraguay is actually a good shout for second place. I don't think the United States, I think they barely make it out of this group, even though they're hosting. The quality is not there, and Pochettino hasn't had these guys balling at all during his tenure there. Australia is a sneaky team. I can see Australia finishing third, no higher, no lower than that, but I could see them definitely finishing third. USA might actually finish last in this group, to be honest.
But you got Turkey to win?
I'm taking Turkey to win this group.
Okay, moving on. We have Group E between Germany, Curaçao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. Yeah, this one should be very simple. Give me Germany to win this group. Second place is going to be between Ivory Coast and Ecuador. I probably think Ecuador actually takes it. But yeah, Germany, I don't have much to say here. Give me Germany to top the group.
This is a low-key, sneaky group. I like Germany to win the group just based off of the quality and the depth that they have. But Ivory Coast, not bad. They're a very good attacking team. They got Yan Diomande. They got Amad Diallo. They got a lot of good players up there. No real depth, but definitely some quality. And then Ecuador is probably the best defensive team. All they do is defend. They don't have any really great attacking options. So with all that being said, I got to go with the team with the most depth, most experience, most World Cups, Germany to win this group.
All right, Group F, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Yeah, give me Netherlands to win this group. Again, not much to say. I think Japan probably comes second. They are a sneaky team. I think they might give Netherlands a little run for their money in that game. I think Netherlands still wins. Netherlands probably wins out all 3 games here. Yeah, Netherlands to top the group.
Yeah, I see Netherlands topping this group as well. It's going to be tight between them and Sweden. Sweden are another good European nation. Barely qualified, but they did. Gyökeres just won the Premier League. Very interesting call-ups for the World Cup that Sweden made. They didn't call up a few decent guys like Bargi and some other guys, but Netherlands probably have the most depth and quality here. Japan, sneaky team as well, but I'm taking Netherlands to win this group.
All right, Group G, Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Yeah, Belgium, not much to say here. Egypt, you might have given them a shout at some point in time, but yeah, you have an aging Mo Salah, and the rest of the team just, there's not much there, no depth. They literally just rely on Mo Salah, and he's got really nothing left in the legs. Give me Belgium to win this group.
It's really just Salah and Marmoush who barely even made a dent in City's side. So yeah, give me Belgium to win this group. Everyone else is like totally irrelevant.
All right, Group H, Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Guys, again, I don't have to say too much here. Spain, this one I'm locking in. Put your life on it. Put the mortgage on it. Spain to win the group.
Yeah, Spain first, Uruguay second, and then third and fourth. I don't even care. It doesn't matter.
All right, Group I, we have France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway. Yeah, again, we're going to go with France. Very straightforward. Norway, for me, is your sneaky second place team. I think they'll put a goal or two past France, but France is France at the end of the day. Strongest, one of the strongest, if not the strongest on paper, this tournament. Yeah, give me France to top this group.
This is another tough group because people are sleeping on Senegal. They know, like, they just won the AFCON, like, actually won it in regular time. Not regular time, but how they won. They have a great team. Sadio Mane, Ismail Yassar, a lot of great players on this team. Norway, also another dark horse. Holland, Odegaard, Bob, Nusa. But France ultimately are the better team here. Their midfield, to me, honestly, in this World Cup is going to be pretty weak. Their weakest point in this campaign. But France, nonetheless, should get this job done and top out this group.
Bang, moving on. Group J, Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Argentina, not much to say here. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, this is Argentina, hands down.
Okay, Group K, Portugal, Congo, Uzbekistan, and Colombia. The 2 middle teams I just told you mean absolutely nothing. This is going to be between Portugal and Colombia, but Portugal is the better team on paper, and just they have some players coming in literally the best form of their entire lives. That being Vitinha and João Neves, who are going to be UCL champions back to back after this podcast is released later on the week. Yeah, give me Portugal to top this group.
Yeah, this group's going to come down to the final game between Portugal and Colombia and Miami. I believe both teams are going to go into that game with 6 points. The winner of that will finish first. I believe Portugal, my team, Portugal, will top the group out. Bruno just won PFA Player of the Year and got the most assists in a single season record in the Premier League. João Felix just won Player of the Season in the Saudi. Ronaldo, and they both just won the Saudi League, him and Ronaldo. Vitinha and João Neves, Nuno Mendes, and Gonçalo Ramos, probably going to win the Champions League again. Guys, Portugal is just stacked right now, okay?
Yeah.
Winners everywhere. Team is sick. I just hope Roberto Martinez puts out a great squad. I don't know why he called up 4 goalies, but nonetheless, give me Portugal to win this group.
And guys, Group L, the final group of the tournament, England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Yeah, give me England to win this group. If this was another year, maybe like for 1 or 2 World Cups back, I would have said watch out for Croatia. Again, I still say that they're still an amazing team, but they're aging like crazy. They are starting to bring some new guys in. But yeah, England's gonna win this group. Give me England to top Group L.
Yeah, it's only really between England and Croatia. England's call-ups by Tuchel were a little questionable, but I understand his reasoning. Nonetheless, yeah, England's going to win this group. It's going to be easy. Ghana, Panama, they're just there for fun, Ghana, their best player is who? Semenyo? Yeah. Shout out Semenyo. I love you. You're a sick player, but you might get grouped.
Okay, guys. We're going with a very early World Cup winner prediction. And we have the same prediction here, okay? We got Portugal winning the World Cup in 2026, okay? Yeah, just for so many different reasons. For me, it was between really 3 teams, Spain, France, and Portugal. Those are the 3 teams that it was between, but I got to go with the team that I think is the best currently to date. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of drama between Ronaldo. Should he start? Should he not start? Should he play 90 minutes? Should he not play 90 minutes? And like Uncle C said earlier, that's really what it comes down to. Can Roberto Martinez handle the media and the way that they talk about Ronaldo and who's starting and whatever, and just make sure the team is dialed in and not focused on what the media is saying. And of course, just make the right decisions. Obviously, yes, his midfield's pretty much set. His defense looks pretty much set. It's all about the striker position. And obviously with the biggest name in the world, Ronaldo, you're going to have that media presence who's going to be talking about you a lot. So I think if he can buckle down and just get the boys playing good, clean football and not focusing on the media narratives and what that looks like, I think Portugal has a very serious chance of winning this World Cup.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't bottle this Portuguese golden generation like he did with Belgium's, we should go very far to the finals, semifinals, and hopefully win it. I think we are more than capable of winning it. I hope so. Right now, the odds are about 12 times your money for Portugal to win, which is great value in my opinion.
That, bro.
I'll throw like a bill on it.
Throw a rack on that, bro.
No, I'm not throwing a rack on that.
Wow. You don't have faith in your team?
I am the type of guy where I anti-jinx every game. I'm pessimistic going into every match so that they actually go out and win and prove me wrong. But in the back of my head, I want them to win, obviously. That's how they won Euro 2016. But with this Portugal team, like it's hard to be pessimistic. They're so good all around the pitch. It really comes down to the coach and who he puts out. As long as he plays everyone in the right positions, he has them gelling, has them believing, they're going to be there playing for Diogo Jota, who died last year, rest in peace. And obviously Ronaldo's last World Cup. They're all going to be playing for him. They're all going to be rooting for him. And they're going to have the support. Portuguese, they're going to be traveling. There's a lot of Portuguese in America. So, yeah, give me Portugal to win the Mundial.
And then we're going player of the tournament. Again, very early prediction. We both have Portuguese players here, but different Portuguese players. I'm going to go with João Neves, okay? I feel like he is going to be the workhorse, the engine behind this Portuguese team. And if Portugal goes far, undoubtedly people will be looking at him as one of the main reasons that they did. And yeah, I think he's a player, obviously due to PSG and how well he's done there, that there has finally been a spotlight on how good this player actually is, how good he really is. And I think that this tournament is going to go to a guy like him who maybe doesn't score all the goals, but is behind and is the engine and the reason why Portugal gets there. So give me João Neves to win the player of the tournament.
Yeah, João Neves might be my favorite player on Portugal right now, currently in the modern era, but I'm going to have to go with the guy who is in the most form, the best player in the Premier League, the most assists in the Premier League, Bruno Fernandes. He is going to ball out. He's going to get many assists, many goals, and he's just a workhorse. He just wants to win. He wants to give his absolute 100%. He just said in his interview in the Diary of a CEO, even in training, I give 100%. I give 100% all the time. I train myself to the point where I am tired, I am run down, and I still keep training so that my body and my brain know what to do when I'm like that in the game. Because as the game goes on, towards the end of the game, you're tired. You're not thinking the same. So he puts himself in that situation already before the game even starts. Give me Bruno Fernandes, mentality monster. I hate when he complains to refs, but I'm taking Bruno Fernandes to be my player of the tournament, and that's it.
Congratulations. Just like that, we finish up officially the last podcast of the European football season. But again, we're heading into World Cup, which is going to be so exciting. Guys, we'll be back next week with a proper breakdown of the World Cup. We're going to go through definitely the first round games. There's so much betting value there. So we're going to dive deeper into that and just dive deeper into the World Cup as a whole. Now that all the teams have been announced, the squads have been announced, lots to talk about, but we kept it short on this one. Just a quick rapid fire for you. With that being said, if you made it this far, and I know you did, please hit the subscribe button right below you. Give you a second to do it. Ding. Congratulations. You just subscribed to the best soccer betting, football betting podcast in the world. We'll see you guys next week. We love you. And of course, we'll see you at the money counter, no?
Of course.
Let's go.
Ciao.